Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show of the most of hair and coffee. And as my morning coffee show known as Morning Coffee with James, how do you do? I love coffee. You know what I love about coffee? It's delicious. It's black. By the way, that's an airsoft rifle. I don't want people freaking out and being like, "Oh, he has an assault rifle." No, it's not. By the way, it's a fucking pellet gun that looks like an AR-15. I mean, I can show it to you, and clearly, there's a lot of military experts going, well, obviously it's not an AR-15 because it's, or any kind of assault weapon because it's a freaking, airsoft. It doesn't look like anything we've seen before. And plus, it's like, we're so freaked out about guns, it's like not even funny. I mean, we have, all these wannabe gangsters out there, and I mean gangstas, if you know what I'm talking about, pointing the gun like that, poor trigger discipline. But a man who just wants to show off his pistol or just his rifle, he's a right-wing terrorist. It's obscene. It's obscene, ridiculous, and stupid. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Well, actually we are, because I want to talk about Antifa, Nancy Pelosi, and I also want to talk about the state of things. You know what I mean? Saturday, it's the 5th. I want to talk about, the first thing I want to talk about too is, I want to get this out of the way, is Nancy Pelosi and the whole mask scandal. Basically, if you don't know what I'm talking about, in San Francisco, Nancy Pelosi, and I know people out there, everybody knows that there's a ban. There's basically a, shutdown of all businesses and all sorts of shit. I'm trying to get this fucking thing. There we go. There's a ban, not a ban, but a lockdown of all businesses. All businesses, That means, salons, gyms, this or that, or what have you. Small businesses are basically locked down. Here in Pennsylvania, they're open, and they pretty much have free range to do whatever they want. But the gist of it, and most of it, it's basically, well, they're open, but they're not allowed to have any customers in. You gotta wear a mask, you gotta do this, especially the mask part, because I'm really sick of wearing a mask, which, honestly, there's a protest coming out soon for people wearing, who are just tired of wearing a goddamn mask, and I have to agree with that. I'm done wearing a mask in public. I'm done wearing something to cover my face up. Oh, I'm afraid of getting corona. Well, you know what? I heard it's like, again, you saw the pellet gun. I'm sorry, it's a pellet gun. All right, it looks cool. It's my design of my room. And by the way, I actually own something similar to that, but it's locked up, secured. So calm yourself down. I'm so fucking tired of people freaking out. But anyhow, this Nancy Pelosi thing is kind of annoying because we've been told, for the past, they were telling us, oh, we just have to flatten the curve. We just have to flatten the curve. If we wear our masks and, for the next 2 weeks we'll be fine. And 2 weeks became 3 fucking months. And now there's oh, we're never going to stop doing this. Is the new normal now. So we're going to get used to this until we get a cure. And by the way, if we get the fucking vaccine, they're still going to promote the stupid fucking masks. They're still going to promote it. They're still going to push it. It's never going to go away. Because they've become, what's funny? They've become the aristocrats. They've become a Maria Antoinette. I actually forgot about that, the let them eat cake. And Nancy Pelosi's doing the same thing now. Let them eat ice cream, Oh, we're all in this together. Look at my, subsonic, super sub-zero fridge that stores all this ice cream. Meanwhile, people are worried about fucking not having a job, not trying to pay the bills and all this shit. And Nancy Pelosi's saying, oh, just deal with it. Ha, ha, ha. You ghoul-looking bitch. And then, she has the audacity to go into a salon without a mask. Not even promoting her own shit. Rule for thee, none for me. You know, I don't need to wear a mask because I'm a politician. You know, I need to look good. You don't. It's like, fuck you. And it's the same thing with the Chicago mayor. I forget what her name was, but let me look it up real quick so I'm not, like, being a dingus about the entire thing. But it's just insanity. It's absolutely insane. You know? Alright, let's see here. Chicago mayor. Chicago mayor. I am. Oh yeah, Laura Lightfoot. What a name. Laura Lightfoot. Yeah, she is very light-footed. But I'm honestly, like, I'm actually done. I mean, like, Laura Lightfoot, you know, you have all these Democratic mayors, these Democratic governors, you know, telling us you can't open it, keep your business open. Now, hell, here's an example. I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I like to believe it's true. Tom Wolf decided, guess what, Pennsylvania? You all have to close your business down. But my cabinet business is an essential business. I didn't know cabinets were essential. I didn't know it was more important than electricity, gas, air conditioning, which, by the way, that's my business. Even though I get annoyed with my damn business, it's still an essential business. Yes, people need their air conditioning. There are people out there that will, you know, might get sick or something like that if they don't have the heat, or they don't have, like, anything to cool themselves down. You know what I mean? You know, senior citizens. Anyhow, or poor ventilation. You know, ventilation is part of how we are a healthy society. You know, people talk about plumbers. You know, it's not just plumbers that, you know, keep America healthy. It's also HVAC men. We keep the air circulating in the houses. You know, which, by the way, change your filter out every 3 months. If you have cats, I would recommend every 3 weeks. So yeah, every 6 months for non-cat people. Okay, or pets. Excuse me, but. You know, you got Laura Lightfoot, who, you know, complained that, she can go to a salon because, she's a public figure. Horse shit. If I have to suffer, you have to suffer. Oh, but I'm a politician. I'm sorry, ma'am. You don't even look that remotely that attractive. Like, you know, the salon ain't gonna help you. So, toughen up, deal with it. And again, and the way Nancy Pelosi went about this, she was talking about, I didn't know they had a camera. Every business has a fucking camera, you silly bitch. No wonder nobody likes you. You know, you're promoting violence along with that Maxine Waters lady. Which, another ghoulish. You ever notice all the Democrats look like ghouls? I know somebody out there is going to be like, well, what about this person? And if so, yeah. And then again, whoever watches Fox News, they get the weirdest people on there, and they don't really, like, make them, like, you know, not dull them up. I'm going to use an example. And I'm talking about both men and women. But they get, like, just one person who's, like, an expert on this. Here we have so-and-so, and he just looks like disheveled looking, and it's like, you know, ganky eye, and he's like, well, John, I just it's like, what the fuck? It's like, it just makes me laugh. Anyhow, now I'm combing my hair. But anyway, it's just insanity. It's just insanity how they're treating all this shit. It's like, you know, it's, you know, she's up and about. Nancy Pelosi, again, it's the same thing with these Democratic leaders. They are acting like aristocrats, and I'm using aristocrat, not technocrats, because I'm not talking about Mark Zuckerberg, which, by the way, I'll talk about him in just a moment. You know, especially when it's about a certain house, a certain right of house, and how I feel about that, and what I think I know. Like, then again, it's going to be my opinion. This is an opinion piece show. You know, I get the information and I gather up and I give you what I think, and, you know, help you with your opinion, and you can look at the research. So, yeah. Anyhow, you know, it's all these Democratic people who are just running around. Again, I don't hate the Democratic. I don't hate people who are liberal. If you're, I'm going to separate this. If you believe in the idea of live and let live, like, you know, there's somebody that that lives a different lifestyle than you, and you don't really agree with it most of the part, let him live. Let him live his life. You're a classical liberal. I'm talking about these liberals who want to control you, what you think, what you say, what you do, what you eat, what you think. It's all about control with these people, and that's all I gotta say. It's like I got into an argument with somebody about this, and she's like, "Well, you just want everybody to be like you and just follow step in line." It's like, no. That's not what I want. I just want you to freely think about what the fuck is going on. Excuse my language. It's insanity, because it's like, this is what's been going on most of the time. Most of the fucking time. It's like, trust me, this person I was talking about, let's just say she was foaming at the mouth liberal, like crazy, regressive liberal. And, it's scary, It's absolutely fucking scary out there right now. And it's like, if you don't know this by now, yes, we're in a cold civil war that's kind of heating up. But then again, I'm not afraid of what's going to happen next, because it's like, I'm going to get myself prepared, but I'm also looking at this civil war thing as like, it's not going to boil over, because eventually Trump's going to be like, you know what, fuck it, let's go after those fuckers. And yeah, the silent majority is slowly rising up. There are people out there who are like, no, all you fucking donkey, the clan of the donkey needs to fucking stop this shit. And they're not. The reason why Trump hasn't stopped all this nonsense is the fact that he wants to go in there, and hell, he's asked he's asked the people who are running these cities and states, are like, yo, stop this shit. And they're like, oh, no, we don't want your help. And he's just sitting by. People are like, well, he's not doing anything. Yeah, he's doing, he's doing something. He's not helping them, and he's showing, everybody's seeing this. Everybody's seeing how fucked up everything is right about now. How fucked up the Democrats have fucked up this country. Like, you don't get it. You really don't fucking get it. Like, how fucked up they're getting their cities. Portland's burning. I forget some of the other cities, because honestly I don't live there. Philadelphia at one point had a riot. Had a goddamn riot. And I was just thinking to myself, okay, where's the best advantage, firing advantage? That's what I was thinking most of the time when that was happening. Like, if these fuckers decide to come to the suburbs, then again, I don't want war. And this is not me sounding tough or trying to be a fucking tough guy or a badass or some shit like that. But if shit goes down, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna back down. I'm tired of backing down. I'm so fucking done of backing down from these people who scream Nazi, who scream racist or misogynist. It's like, oh, you're just, you're a dumb Trump supporter. There was a post that somebody posted up, and I'll get into the other topics, and I kind of laughed at it. I was like, because it makes no fucking sense. And it's a bee and a fly, and it basically says underneath, as hard as he could, the honeybee tried to convince the fly that honey was better, but he would rather eat shit. Well, if you know biology, flies eat shit. They're decomposers, by the way, Mr. Honeybee, which, that's their job. Their job is to make sure everything is cleaned up, making sure the shit, making sure the foul, disgusting blobs of human feces or that is rampant in San Francisco, or dog feces, or any kind of feces whatsoever, or anything that's decomposing, or anything that is breaking down or rotting, they eat. They're decomposers. That's their job. Unlike you, Mr. Honeybee, who has the nice sweet job of flying around, pollinating, making sure flowers exist, and making sure we have flowers, making sure we have the cycle of life moving on. And unlike you, Mr. Honeybee, I know what I do. I don't lie to people and have them say, well, by the way, and another thing too, a lot of people will not know this, but honey is actually not, well, people think it's bee shit. It's not bee shit. Honey is bee cum. And let that think about it, man. When you're eating honey, you're like, or you're Stewie Griffin, and you're like, honestly, I don't care, because honey's delicious, and The truth is, it's that, you're trying to. I get what he like. The whole thing was about. Like, he was trying to shame Trump supporters. It's like you're just feeding into his shit, and it's like, no, I'm a fly, and that's my job. Somebody's representing my dirty job, and you have a clean job. Which, by the way, don't act all high and mighty when you feed people your fucking jizz. You just, you flying stinger. You hurt people, by the way. Me, on the other hand, I have a short, expensive, I don't know. It's like Democrats, like, try to, like, act, like, try to make, like, we're dumb assholes following a blind leader. I know Trump's an asshole. I know that. But I like the dude. I mean, he fucking doesn't give a shit, And he's calmed down most of the recent years. And plus, it's like, people talk about how bad of a leader is. Oh, he made fun of, war veterans and called them stupid. It's like, that is so, it's gotten to the point where it's gotten to high school level, like, not even high school, but like middle school, grade school levels. He called them doo-doo heads, and it's like, first of all, Trump loves the military. This is a guy who loves America, and I have to agree with him. We had no right to be in the Iraq wars, or Afghanistan, that matter. Yes, we were hunting terrorists. Fuck you. It was an infinity war. They had resources, and we had to get in there. And I know people out there are just like, well, that's stupid. Why would we? Because money is more important than American lives. How do you think we got into Vietnam? What was Vietnam really about? It was started by the French. We went in there, to stop communists? To stop the commie invasion? What tactical advantage would it be if we didn't take over, if we didn't fight in Vietnam? What would that be? We already have, Alaska. We already have Hawaii. What would Vietnam do for us, if we help the Vietnamese? And again, I'm not shitting on the Vietnam soldiers. Welcome back, by the way. I'm talking about these, this infinity and, never endless wars that we have. Trump came in and was like, no more. Fuck it. We'll have to figure shit out on our own, And that's why some of these, like, elitists are pissed at him, because it's like he doesn't want to be involved in any more of these wars. You know what I mean? He's tired of having troops come back, blown up, having post-traumatic stress disorder, having their, livelihoods destroyed, and then we come back and treat them like dog shit, He doesn't want another Vietnam. And the fact that Trump did, propped up the Vietnam soldiers, and he's good at that. I'm thankful. And there's been, there's been moments in my life where I've been angry, and I thank you guys too. So, all right. But enough about that. I want to talk about. I actually do want to talk about the Rittenhouse thing, and also the what's the other guy's name? Not Rittenhouse. It's 100% Antifa man, and the forget his name. The Michael. Excuse me. Sorry, Sticks and Hammer. Michael Reinhold. If you don't know what I'm talking about, basically there was a, I don't know, again, I don't think it was in Portland, or I think it was in Kenosha. That's the city, okay, Kenosha. Basically, a guy in Kenosha, like, basically this Patriot group was going around trying to basically break up all this Antifa rioting and stuff like that. And there have been many reports of people, like, saying, oh, they shot paintball. They shot paintball guns, I think, that were, like, not less than lethal pepper sprayed paintballs. And so anyway, what happened was this Antifa member spotted this Patriot Prayer guy, who, by the way, I'm so tired when the media labels them as they're a right-wing organization, far-right, organization, so loving your country, being religious, being a Christian, which, by the way, this, I should give you a warning sign when they go after Christians, because they're okay with you being like a devil worshiper or a witch or a, You know, and again, I don't mind them too. It's like, okay, fine, you want to worship Satan, go ahead. If you want to be a witch, go ahead. If you want to be not religious, go ahead. This is America. Freedom of religion. And that includes not believing in any religion. I, for one, am not a practicing Catholic. I'm not a Catholic anymore. But I do occasionally pray to God sometimes. But not in the sense of how they want me to. You know what I mean? I left the temple a long time ago, so I do believe in God, but I don't believe in the religion. So that makes me kind of a bad Christian in that sense. But then again, I like a little heathenism once in a while. So I know people out there, it's like, you're a naughty person. Yes, I am. But no, you know, these. So basically, this guy got shot, and if you've seen the video, they were like, basically these Antifa guys, this Michael Roundhouse. I don't know what happened was. I don't have the information fully out on me, but somehow or another, they found this guy and found this truck. They found these two guys, and they were like, hey, we got one. They spot him as a MAGA supporter. They're like, hey, we got a MAGA guy here. We got a Trump supporter here. And they shot him. They shot him dead. There's one man dead because of politics. And now, basically, Vice decided they were gonna, you know, do a piece on this Michael Rehan guy who declared that he shot him because he was fighting against Nazis and all this shit, and basically admitted to murder. And Vice was gonna put a post on him, do a piece on him, but the Justice Department decided, no, you're a fucking criminal, and we're gonna come and hunt you down. And basically, they shot him. They shot him dead. They hunted him down, the 100% Antifa man, and they took him down. And it's just, this is the shit I'm talking about. Like, you know, Antifa, like, people used to laugh at me about Antifa. I used to be like, yo, Antifa's a dangerous group. I used to tell my friends about this. They're fucking dangerous because they're useful idiots. They're gonna go around, they don't care about your life. They're gonna kill you, and, you know, it's, you know, just they're idiots, you know. And again, there's been videos of Antifa members getting their ass kicked by fucking beefier men, by real men, and they got their ass kicked. So, with that being said, it's, you know, this is why I should edit, and I know I should do my research better, but this is me giving you my opinion. So if you're, you know, pissed off at me, I'm not giving you the right facts. It's like, well, go look them up. Go look them up. Look up at both resources. And this is the thing I'm worried about, is the fact that, you know, it's, the mainstream media is promoting this guy, you know, like, and Vice was doing it. Vice is, like, again, you see, these people, you know, give me a second to clear my thought here. Dude, let me get my train of thought back again. It just terrifies me that, you know, they talk about, oh, you're the resistance, you know, we are the resistance, we're no, they're not even the resistance, they're the resist movement. And I'm going to just say this up front, and this is like there's a, you know, that meme with Lisa Simpson coming out there showing up the facts, you know, saying that you're, you know, the truth is you're not the resistance when the mainstream media supports you, you know. And it's the same thing back in the day. Like, you know, I don't care if there was the religious right or the you know, regressive left. You know, if you are a group that is, and again, the regressive left also attacked, you know, people. Like, I grew up in the 90s, so, you know, when Looney Tunes talked about cracking up the censors, they censored cartoons. They were making sure that these were the soccer moms that were fucking telling you can't have this on TV. Or this will ruin little Billy's imagination. Think of the children. Think of the children. Why don't you back off? Why are you thinking about the children so much there? Anyhow, and, you know, then you got the Mr. House character who was trying to defend businesses and help put out fires. You know, people talk about he took a gun and put it over borders. And by the way, it wasn't like he was in middle America going over. It was basically like a 2-mile ride. And the fact that he got the gun from his friend who was in state over there. He didn't go over there with a gun going, yeah, I'm gonna kill me some, you know, bad people. No, he was worried about this. He was a dumb young kid, 17, and he was trying, like, they went after him. They went after him and, you know, attacked him. And they tried to grab the gun from him, which I don't care if, you know, oh, it's illegal, he was holding that gun illegal, or yes, you know. If you try to go after somebody and try to take somebody's gun, I don't care if it's a policeman or just a regular dude, don't. Because that is assault. And especially if you attack him with a skateboard or throw a Molotov cocktail at him or shoot at him or chase after him. All of them are assault. And I don't feel bad about the guy who got his fucking bicep blown out because he was talking about he regretted not shooting him and killing him. You know, you talk about, you know, the left being like, I'm so tired of seeing these leftists that talk about they're the resistance. No, you're not. You're part of the empire too. It's just, and again, you can tell because the mainstream media supports you. We are the resistance. And my God, it's like, you know, it's like if the hippie movement was supported by fucking, you know, NBC, and you had, you know, Dick Van Dyke going out going, hey, I support you hippies. And it's the same thing. Like, nobody liked the hippies back then. That's how you knew you were like the resistance or the counterculture, is when the mainstream culture decided they didn't like your ass. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm a John Milius kind of guy where I'm like, I wanted to be the counterculture to the counterculture. You know what I mean? Like, you know, where everybody else was about, you know, love, you know, where it was Serenity, Nirvana now, I'm Apocalypse now. Bring it on. Come on. Which, by the way, you should watch the documentary Milius. If you want to make movies, if you want to know what kind of movie maker you want to be, and if you don't, and if you feel like you're, and this is something I was like a little truthful here, and I'll talk about later down the road about movies and stuff like that. When I talk about myself a little bit about how I dropped out of, you know, college. I'll give you my 2 cents on it. Anyhow. You know, you got these people running around, and like, granted, you know, despite this, you know, this wouldn't happen if, like, the police were not defunded, or if the cops were not allowed to stand down. It goes to it goes to the higher authority. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I do believe there's police brutality there. I do believe we need reformity to the police, but to defund them, it's kind of a dangerous thing. It is, and I know people are going to call me, oh, you're a bootlicker. Well, do me a favor. Well, you know what? At least I'm not a fucking idiot like most of the libertarian parties, which is full of fucking cowards. They talk about their I just want my McNuke. It's like, fuck you. It's like, you know, you sit around, like, you're worse than a socialist because you're lazy. You're worse than a socialist because you're lazy and you don't give a shit. It's like, by the way, you know, it's kind of the funny, ironic thing. People talk about, fuck the police, coming straight from the underground. And then when something bad happens, they're like, help me, police, I need help right now. It's like, you can't have it both ways. Yes, the police can be assholes, but at the end of the day, they're there to help you and protect. And by the way, I've also had firefighters be assholes to me too. Like, there was an accident. My brother was in a car accident, and they thought he was they was under the influence, and they took his keys and chucked them somewhere. Like, ugh. Like, why would you do that? Why would you fucking do what? Couldn't you keep it in a pocket somewhere or hide them in the truck? What procedure was that? I used to be a volunteer firefighter, but honestly, like, even then, we wouldn't have done that shit. I don't think that's policy. I think you guys were just acting like a bunch of macho assholes, which, honestly, you see that everywhere. Anybody who gets power, like, I don't care if it's firefighters, policemen, EMS, fucking somebody who gains a little bit of authority in a small fishbowl. They all of a sudden they're the top brass and nobody can fuck with them. I'm fucking charged. It's like, shut the fuck up. You know, and again, I'm also thankful for the firefighters, the police, and, you know, the firefighters, the police, and the EMS. But it's like, yo, Step off your fucking pedestal and be a fucking human for once. Alright, so anyway, that's all I gotta say about this, because, you know, again, like, the shit's going crazy, and I'm like, this is like more reason why the fucking, you know, silent majority is rising up. And I'm gonna be fucking vocal about this. I don't want to wear a fucking mask anymore, which, by the way, on September 15th, some people are gonna protest about this and not wear a fucking mask anymore. I don't want to wear a fucking mask anymore. Which, by the way, don't fucking work. If you can breathe through it and you can feel air coming through it, the masks, you know, the masks don't do shit. The masks don't do fucking shit. Well, you're blocking the airflow. It's like, I can't breathe. I can't fucking breathe. You know, you're upset about, oh, you might kill grandma. It's like, my grandma's dead. Are you talking about old people? Are you talking about boomers? The selfish fucking generation? If that's the case, then tough fucking shit. You know, that's why they were calling it boomer remover. People are so freaked out about, oh, look, you could die, and, like, you know, it's also affecting young people. Because young people in this fucking country don't take care of themselves. They don't know about turmeric. They don't know about zinc, magnesium. They don't know about vitamin C. They don't know about antioxidants. They don't know about vitamin D, which, by the way, you need to get is enough 15 minutes of sun. That's it. That's the minimum. You know, you gotta get healthy, you know? It's about your health, and people have become more health conscious nowadays. You know, and trust me, I've been lectured by people who talk about my health, yet they're eating fucking processed foods. It's like, get away from me. I'm just so fucking done with this shit. Alright, I think I've talked long enough, so thank you for joining me on this half an hour version of Morning Coffees with James. I definitely need to get my camera fixed, but as of this moment, we need to fucking stand up to this shit, you know. I'm sorry, but I'm voting for Donald Trump. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. I'm not sorry, excuse me. Sorry, not sorry, because honestly, I'm so fucking done with Democrats, it's not even fucking funny. I'm so done with this leftist bullshit, it's not even funny anymore. Like, go ahead, call me a racist, misogynist, call me the bad guy, because, you know, it's like, you want to talk about fighting Nazis, but you look at the fucking mirror. You've become the fucking fascists. You've become the fascists. If you support Antifa, look in the mirror. You've become the bad guy, and I'll prove it when history is written and years down the road. I'm gonna look at myself and be like, James, what did you? Like my grandparents or my grandnephews are gonna probably say to me, James, like, what did you do in the, you know, what happened with you back then? Well, I worked, yes, but I also was vocal about this. I educated myself, and that's the greatest weapon of all, because knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe! So, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care, love you, and bye-bye. Peace.